The sort of tip or trick that I'm going to teach you is this sort of repeating shapes. And the way you do it is you make a shape, you right click and transform it, reflect it, and make a copy. And so if you go in here to Illustrator, make a basic shape. I'm going to edit so it looks a little bit more like a leaf kind of shape. Get a little thinner. And I'm going to right click it, go to transform and reflect, and I'm going to have it reflect vertical, and if I hit copy, it makes a replica of it. And it looks like I kind of made a mistake. I need to click the whole thing, select all, right click, transform, reflect, let's see, make a copy, and there we go. And it looks something like that. And then I'm going to select it, and I also want to show you how to use the gradients, which I'm sure maybe you've already looked into. So the fill color of this is white. If I hit this really tiny little icon that looks like a gradient, it'll give me kind of a gradient look. Over here is where I can adjust how that looks. If I want it to be more white, more gray. I'm not sure why this is happening, but maybe I can fix that later. I'm just going to delete that. There we go. So that should work. So we've got this going on. I want the outside, my stroke, to be a different color. Let's make it kind of more of a gray color. A thinner line, 0.25 is good. Alright. Transform, reflect. We'll do 180 degrees, because then that should flip it. Copy, there we go. I'm going to move this over to the other side here. I'm going to take this here, and then I'm going to go to this rotation tool. Double click that, and I'm going to rotate it 20 degrees. You can change this, hit copy, and then it'll start to do this even spacing. And if I want to continue the same thing, if I do Command D, that repeats anything that I've asked Illustrator to do. So I'll just do Command D, and then all of a sudden I have like this really cool pattern that shows up. And you can create patterns in a lot of different ways. You obviously can see from my example that that looks a little bit different. So you can play around with the rotation tool in that way. So now you all can get into your groups and start teaching each other your tips and tricks.